It's me, I'm C, and this is Kickback Astrology. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Alright, I'm sorry, I quit. But you know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'ma kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. So next, we're gonna get into some Alpo's aspects in this chart. You know what time it is. So Alpo has first we're gonna touch on his sun conjunct Mars since we already discussed his sun and Mars both in Gemini. So with these two being conjunct in Gemini, his wants and who he wants to be and who his sole purpose and what he's going for in this world is aligned with his passion, his aggression, his go getter spirit. They're aligned. So you know what they say, the soldier and the general, what have you, they in line. They're in line here. So he's going to get, like, for the most part, he's not always going to get what he wants, but he's always going to try to get what he wants. He's always going to be direct. He's going to be, like he said, he just approached AZ. Like, he just walked up to him and approached him and asked him for some work. Like, you feel me? Like, that type of shit. Like, just direct about it. Like, not beating around the bush and doing all the extra stuff, which he has another aspect that, makes him a little bit more manipulative. But for the most part, with this Sun conjunct Mars, he's going to be a very direct person. He's going to be passionate about what he does. That's why AZ said the thing that made him choose him or see something in him was that he had that hunger. He could see that he wanted to do it. He could see that he wanted to be there. He had that drive. That's that Sun conjunct Mars. He's going to be very driven. He's going to be very direct. He damn near gonna run through him type stuff. He almost gonna go through you. Like, when he sees something, like, he doesn't see anything else in the way. Like, it's him and then it's the goal. Like, it's him and the goal. Like, if anything else comes in between that, like, we just gonna go ahead and go through that. We gonna go ahead and go through that. We gonna go ahead and go through that. Like, cause he's just so in tune. So for the most part, he's going to be a direct person. He's going to approach things in that way. But this also makes for someone who is ready for confrontation. Definitely ready for confrontation at any given moment. And, maybe known to spark up a, conflict or two in his day. Nah, straight up, this could be like, they say the sun is your dad, and then, Mars is a malefic energy. So they say sun conjunct Mars people, they often felt like they couldn't express their aggression, so now they overexpress it or what have you. So this could be like a bully aspect where you just pushing motherfuckers around just to get your way type of thing. Like, where you just, okay, you ain't gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. Like, straight up. Like, I came at you, I tried the direct way, that didn't work. Alright, bam, I'm gonna just take it because I need that. Like, that's what that Sun conjunct Mars can do. Because think of it, it's a soldier. He got guns, weapons, everything else. He know how to fight, he trained killer. Like, and I'm trying to get this goal accomplished. You had the audacity to stand in the way. Like, what you think is going to happen? Like, I got a bunch of guns. I'm trained to kill over here. You gonna just stand in the way? What you think gonna happen? Like, Mars gonna move that ass on out the way. And if you wanna bring something else, he gonna continue on his way. That's how Mars is. So that's how Alpo was. So that's why you saw whenever he decided, like, he thought about it. Remember, because this is in Gemini, so it's all thinking. It's all mental. So whenever he thought someone was about to turn against him, or that they were out to get him, or they were getting over on him, remember, he always emphasizes his thoughts. This is what I thought. Thoughts in business. And that just lines up so perfectly with his chart. Like, if you listen to his interviews, it's like, that's all, literally all he, like, even in his reasoning for the things that he does, like, it's just business. Or like, I thought they were doing this and that, so I did this. Like, he'll take that thought and he'll turn it into action. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's going to turn it into act. Mars is there. Like, this is in Mercury. Like, no, we're not about to discuss it. Like, this is Mars. Like, we're going to go and do. Like, and we're not just, these are not just thoughts. We need to go put that in action. We putting some action behind those words. You see what I'm saying? So, niggas never stood a chance. Never stood a chance without Alpo. So this is, you know, this also contributed to how he was able to kill so many people because he has a quick temper. Like that Sun Conjunct Mars will give you a quick temper. Like I said, all I have is guns, and you gonna stand in the way. Like you made me have to kill. Like you made me have to kill you. Like type stuff in his head. Like that's that Sun Conjunct Mars. Like it's just a soldier. Like he doesn't know any other way. Like it is what it is. But rather than just using like brute force or anything like that, with it being in Gemini, it's going to be, excuse me, drinking my water. With it being in Gemini, it's going to be a lot more mental. He's going to think about it a lot more, so it's going to be, he's going to make a lot more elaborate plan, and that's why he was able to, like, you know, a lot of the times the people that he was going to murder didn't know they were going to get murdered because he was being so cool with them and charismatic and talking to them and playing that mind game, doing that mental thing with people. You see what I'm saying? So that's that Sun Conjunct Mars in Gemini, where he's still playing the little mind games, even though he's like, you know what I mean? He's about to kill you. Like you're about to die. Like some Mars shit is about to happen, right? Even though death is like Pluto, but like Mars is like, go kill him, other soldier, go get it. Like, you know what I mean? And Mars will take you out, and then Pluto gonna bury you. Pluto gonna and make you kill yourself. But we ain't talking about Pluto right now. We talking about Mars. So yeah. So that Sun Conjunct Mars, yeah, he's quick to go off. Like if he feels like he did something to him, like he's gonna pop off. Like he needs to do something about it. He needs to take care of that. Like if you're standing in the way of something he wants, like he needs to take care of you. Like straight up. That's just how he sees it. That's just how it is. And with him being so business oriented, that's why he did it when it came to business, because that's another part of his chart. But that's why, because his mindset, that moon in Aquarius, was already focused on business. So that's why that Sun Conjunct Mars, when the business was going left or what have you, and he would get mad and just go off and kill him, or he said he lied to him, so he just murked him right there type stuff. That's that Sun Conjunct Mars, where it's just in the situation, yet I gotta let you go. Even though he had planned it beforehand, he got mad, the dude didn't die, so you go up and shoot him a bunch more times, like type stuff. Like that Sun Conjunct Mars type stuff. Like you just snapped off and did some whole other stuff in the moment. Even though that Gemini, because it's in Gemini, planned it, thought about it, you know, went through all of the situations and all of what could happen, all of the circumstances, and did all of that. And then you got in the moment, and stuff didn't go out of the way it's supposed to go. And that Sun Conjunct Mars, you got triggered and you got pissed off, and somebody ended up dead. Even though that was a part of the plan to begin with, it could have went either way. Remember, it's Gemini, that duality. It could have went either way. But that Sun Conjunct Mars, it went that way. Went left like a motherfucker. Alright, I'm done. So he also has Sun Square Uranus. So with Sun Square Uranus, that's just kind of reinforcing his moon in Aquarius, which already, you know, values uniqueness and, you know, being original and revolution, what have you, ultimate truths and whatnot. They're truths, but that's what we're talking about when we're dealing with Uranus. So sudden upheavals, things like that. So that just reinforces his inability to like live just a regular mundane 9 to 5 everyday life. Like that really just reinforces inability to do so, because with Sun Square Uranus, who he is in conflict with great, like, I always want to call Uranus like the greater good, but because Uranus is like that humanitarian nature where it's like we are all, it's not Pisces where it's like we are all as one, let's meld together and love each other, like hippie type vibes. Like no, it's like this is just what's right. Like it's just, that's just what's right. Like it doesn't matter you, me, no, this is just how it should be. Like that type of thing. Like that's Uranus. Like, so with that being square his sun, or being in conflict with his sun, oftentimes he has trouble, you know, really finding that uniqueness within himself, really being able to express that, you know, in a healthy in a healthy way, you know what I mean? Like, because it's not an opposition where they totally don't get along. They're on two different ends of the spectrum and they bounce back and forth. With the square, sometimes you can get it right or sometimes it will work out, but majority of the time you do it incorrectly, and it's something that you're supposed to learn from. You have to learn to perfect. So he's trying to learn how to engage his Uranus. So that's why you saw, like, a lot of the time, like in the documentary, they said he would just do a bunch of random stuff, just like trying to be seen and trying to stand out and just trying to be different and drawing a lot of attention to himself and things like that. That has to do with that Gemini energy, but that also has to do with this Sun square Uranus, because he's trying to be different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, how somebody just trying too hard. It's like you're just trying to be different. Like, that's that Sun square Uranus. Like, you're just trying to be different. Like, you haven't really fully embraced it or figured out exactly how to express yourself in a way that, you know, is equal to everyone else but still different. But like, you can value the differences type of thing, and like just focusing more on the greater good than just like the self type of thing. Like, he's trying to learn how to do that. So sometimes he gets it right when he, like, you know, they said he did the fireworks for the kids and stuff like that, but sometimes he gets it wrong, like when he's fucking riding a motorcycle down a fucking busy ass road with a kilo on him and drops it in the middle of the daytime, like type stuff. Like, that Sun square Uranus stuff where it's like, nigga, what? Just try showing out, like showing out. Uranus could be like that, going against the grain just to go against the grain. Like, what was the point of that? Like, I don't know. Type shit. Like, he's just going against the grain, just go against the grain. Like, Sun could, it's not Sun, just Sun square Uranus can do that to you. Where it's just like, that's how people be looking at you. That's how you'll be coming off. Like, you just trying to be different just to be different. You just being extra. You doing some extra stuff that ain't got no purpose type of thing. And so he's trying to work there. I don't think he figured it out, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this also contributes to why he chose to become a drug dealer. Because remember, Uranus is not normal. Uranus is not going to be put in a box. Uranus is not. It just won't. Like, Uranus is going to do what Uranus does, good, bad, indifferent. So that's kind of, you see that kind of in Harpo. I done called him Harpo. Oh Lord. Anyways, you see that in Alpo where he's just like, bro, why can't you just chill? Just chill. Like, you get caught up in a whole other state and then you go and do worse stuff in a whole different state type of thing. Like, he's just determined to be on the edge, like, outside of the box. He's just like determined not to be regular by any means necessary. Like, I will not be normal. Like, that's that Sun square. You're right. That's type of thing. Like, along with that moon in Aquarius, like, he was never going to live like a normal life. Like, no, that was not. That wasn't in the cards for him. So that's why this contributes to him being like a drug dealer, you know, choosing that lifestyle versus like a regular one. He chose to be a drug dealer. And then even when he got caught up, he's like a career drug dealer type of thing. Then he got more advanced and then he became like a murderer and everything else. Like, he just kept going up and up and up. Like, I think he said he started like, he was real young when he started. I can't remember the exact age, but he just kept advancing and advancing and advancing up. He never really saw himself doing, you know, the regular thing. So Uranus contributes to that. So even if he didn't choose to be a drug dealer, he still probably wouldn't have had a traditional life. Like, he would have done something outside of the box. Trust and believe. His Mars is also conjunct Uranus. I said conjunct square Uranus. You know that because the Sun is conjunct. So if it's square Sun and it squares Mars as well. So that Mars square Uranus, that's just going to make his actions a little more chaotic. He may have sudden upheavals when it comes to, his actions and the things that he chooses to do and the ways that he chooses to get things done. He might have sudden ups and downs. Sometimes he may have energy to get everything done. Sometimes he might not get anything. Might not get anything done type of thing. Like, as far as his passion for things and things like that, they may, they'll, for the most part, they'll probably stay, consistent. But as far as the way that he chooses to do things and things like that, he's going to always want to be different. So, always want to be different. He has a lot of differentness in his chart. Like, he wants to be different for sure. So, yeah, that Mars square Uranus is just going to back that up even more, because when his actions are going to be different, the way he approaches things is going to be different. You know what I mean? This is that, like, doing things in a way that, people haven't seen before, trying to do things in a way that people have never seen before, you know what I mean? He also has his Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So this is why everyone in a bit, like, in his interviews and things like that and documentaries on him and stuff, they always said he was so smart. He's very smart. He speaks very well. He's able to communicate very well. This is also why he knew, like, multiple languages and things like that. Like, that's that Mercury conjunct Jupiter. Because remember, Jupiter is all about expansion. Jupiter is all about experiences. Jupiter is all about, the big cheese, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what Jupiter is. Jupiter is about everything. Jupiter is about going out, experiencing, dibble, what they say, dibbling, dabbling. That's what Jupiter is about, dibbling, dabbling, finding a higher meaning in things. You know what I mean? That's what Jupiter is all about, expanding things. Like, what's past this? Like, yeah, I know that's what it is, but, like, what does it really mean? Type of thing. Like, that's Jupiter. Like, Jupiter is all about that belief. Jupiter is about faith and things like that. So, like, they're just believing things will work out type of thing. Like, that's Jupiter's nature. So, with that nature being conjunct Mercury, and Jupiter also is like foreign things and things like that. So, Mercury, with that being conjunct Mercury, remember, Mercury is all about, putting pieces together, putting those pieces together, making things fit, figuring things out, all about that type of energy. So when you put those together, it's going to be very smart. He's going to be very logical. He's going to be able to, put meaning behind his words. He's going to be able to, this is that general feel-good feeling he gave people. Like, when people are like, I don't know, it's just something about him. Like, it just feels good. Like, that's what Jupiter will give. Jupiter just gives you that, like, optimism, like that just general good feeling. Like, if you've ever been around, like, a Sagittarius, where they're just, like, have that general good feeling about them, like, when you're around them, you're like, hey, they just a little bubbly, like, just chilling. You know what I mean? They a little bubbly person. They cool to be around. They always got a little bounce to them, even if they ain't on their shit that day. Like, they always have a little, something to say. They always got a little optimism in them. They always have a few words for you, even if they not necessarily feeling well themselves. Like, that's their Jupiterian nature. Like, where he's always going to have pleasant, not necessarily pleasant things to say like Venus, but like optimistic things, He probably expresses a lot of beliefs. He probably formed a lot of different belief patterns, because I don't know where his Mercury placement is, but with him having so much Gemini energy going on already in his chart, this is just going to expand it more with that Mercury being conjunct Jupiter, and then that Mercury is ruling his Gemini, so that's coming into that Gemini. So he's just going to be a very mental part. He's stimulated mentally first, and then all of the other things follow, and then he worries about the physical and everything else. Like, but he's always gonna have like a higher meaning to it. Like, if he doesn't have one, he probably puts one on there. But this can also like overinflate. Jupiter, like I said, Jupiter expands, so this he can think he's too smart. Like, this nigga think he's smarter than he is. Like, that's Mercury conjunct Jupiter. Like, he think he knows everything. Like, you can't tell me, what are you going to tell me? Like, I already know. Like, that's why he's always discussing, like, I'm always out thinking people, like, I already knew they would do this, or this, and that. Like, even the way he discusses it, like he already knew, like, he had the upper hand the whole time. Like, at some point, somebody had the upper hand on him, but, like, his head the whole time, he knew what everybody was doing. He was the mastermind, and he was just working everybody else. Like, that's that Mercury conjunct Jupiter, where even if he was the dumbest person in the world, he would have still thought he was the smartest person. in the world. And this is in a logical sense. This has nothing to do with, like, on a spiritual level or anything, like kinesthetically or anything like that. Just logicless, mentally. So this can also give him an ability to, rather than with all that Gemini energy where he's just looking at the details, finding little fun facts, like I said, trivia stuff and just knowing stuff just to know stuff. This is going to allow him, to, like I said, bring a higher meaning to it. He's learning things, bring pieces things together, bringing his experiences together with the knowledge that he's gained with that Mercury. He's going to be able to attach his experiences to it, so he can probably exactly explain to you how something works, like, and then apply it to life, like, and give you the application where, some people can just explain a topic to you and they can just break it down to you and that just be what it is logically. He could probably break it down to you and then give you like a real life example and tell you exactly how this plays out in real life type of thing. Like, that's that Mercury conjunct Jupiter energy. I got Mercury conjunct. No, I don't have Mercury. I got, it's not a close conjunction, but trust me, I know. My son though, but we ain't talking about me. We gonna talk about him. But yeah, he always feels like he's, the smartest man in the room, even when he's not. This also is like he like knows multiple languages and stuff like that, where he's able to, like, talk to a bunch of different people and communicate with a bunch of different people from different backgrounds and things like that. That Mercury conjunct Jupiter contributes to that as well, because remember, Mercury has to do with the way you communicate, so he's able to communicate in Jupiter's expansion with a bunch of different people, foreign people from everywhere else. They may not have anything in relation to him, or in common with him at all, but he can talk to him. He can give him a general good feeling. They'll walk away and be like, oh, he's a pretty decent guy, type of thing. You know what I mean? Just based off conversation, not actually getting to know him. Because once you get into that sun and that moon and everything else, it's a different ball game. But hey, that's that. And now this next aspect that I'm going to discuss, this is where the killing came in. Like, straight up. This is where the body started dropping. Because everything else kind of led up to it, and it kind of fed into the business mind, and he played mind games and things like that. He's moving and shaking. He's in the drug world and everything else like that. That's all in his chart. But, like, what made him get into the killing? Because he was doing a whole bunch of other stuff before he just started dropping bodies. You know what I'm saying? This is what the killing. This is that Sun Square Pluto. Now, Sun Square Pluto, you know what Sun is. Sun is who you want to be in the world. This is who you want to be. This is what you're going for in the world. This is your soul, so they say. It's not necessarily your life's purpose, because that's more of a North Node thing, That's something totally different. We're not getting into that right now, but this is more so, who you are, who you're trying to be in this world. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being in conflict with Pluto, you know how Pluto gets down. I've told you time and time again how Pluto gets down. Pluto's gonna take you through the depths, dare you to get up, take you down further, dare you to get up, take you down even further, and then if you come up from that one, you'll be the strongest motherfucker in the world. But you gotta get up them 3 times though. Them 3 times you gotta get up. It ain't like Saturn give you a little whooping, you feel me? Let you try again. No, Pluto. Oh, you think it's a game? Okay, bet. Yeah. Saturn will slap you. Be like, try again. You fucking up. Nah, Pluto, yeah, they kill you. Okay, you got 9 lives like a cat. You gotta come back to life. Damn it. Try again. It ain't no whooping and try. Nah, nigga, you need to rebirth. You died and came back. Try again. Now you can try again, goddammit. You better not go that way again, because next time I got something even worse for you, type stuff. That's what Pluto trying to change your life, transition you. Fuck responsibility. Fuck all of that. With Saturn on, this Pluto trying to take you through the depths, take you to hell, see what this life is about, and then tell me something. Yeah, damn it. Once you've been through something, that's what Pluto is on. So Pluto is all about death, regeneration, underhand, and it's not about underhandedness, but it can play out, as underhandedness. But it's all about death, regeneration. They say the 8th house holds your secrets that you hide from everyone else. So Pluto is all about, things that lay under the surface, things that go unseen, But, like, it's not the subconscious like the 12th house, but it's like those things that you choose to hide versus like things that are like hidden from you type of thing. So it's like these are like your deep dark secrets type of thing, you know what I mean? That's what the Pluto is also. Pluto is all about that death, like I told you before, death, transformation, you know, that, yeah, all of that. So we got death and we have debt. Like what you when you owe a person back, that's what both of those. That's what Pluto is all about. Cause I get lazy with the language sometimes. I'm sorry, but then you got life and rebirth. All of the things that you get into after you get into your relationships, and then you have intimacy as well. All of those things. Those are all related to Pluto. So with his sun being square Pluto, who he is a not is not, and Pluto also has to do with control. So because remember, these are things you hide, so these are things you're trying to keep control of. You're trying to, so with his sun square Pluto, that is going to make him not incapable of wielding power, but if power should ever be bestowed upon him for any given reason, he won't necessarily have the tools necessary to handle it accordingly. Like, he will not have the tools necessary to handle it accordingly. Like, he will abuse his power, but he may also get taken advantage of, because remember, a square can go either way. This is not an opposition. We're not jumping back and forth. We're all the way on one end, all the way on the other end. Sun square Pluto, sometimes you can get a hold of it, sometimes you can apply it correctly, and sometimes you'll blow it. Yeah, sometimes it just, I don't know what happened. Or you might have did the right thing, but it went the wrong way type of thing. That's like a square. Like, dang, I could have sworn like I was just trying to do this and that, but then that blew up, and that's that square shit. Like, but it's something you're supposed to learn from. So whenever you do, try to control someone, or allow yourself to be controlled by someone, like, you're supposed to be learning from that. That's what the square is there for. You see what I'm saying? So with him, sorry, I get sidetracked. I get into the aspects and then I done left him. So with his sun square Pluto, this is why he had control issues. Like, this is why he was like, he lied to me about something that I felt like he shouldn't have had to lie to me about, and I felt like if he would lie to me about that, I don't know what else he would lie to me about, so I just killed him. That's that Sun square Pluto shit, where he's so fucking paranoid. He's so paranoid. He's so deep down in the depths, thinking too deep into stuff. You know what I mean? Thinking somebody's trying to get over on him because he's the type to try to get over. You see what I'm saying? Thinking everybody is underhanded, thinking everybody is working their hand like that, thinking everybody is on some BS, and then going that far, trying to get that control back type of thing. Like, that's that Sun square Pluto stuff. Like, he's like, oh, you gonna try to go against me, like what I said? Like, I know what's best. Like, remember that Pluto aspect that brings that control aspect to it, where it's like, you gonna go against me? Like, this is supposed to be my way. Like, I know how to get it done. Like, I told you to do it. Like that's how that's out. Like, you trying to get over on me, and it's like, it gives him that feeling where he always feels like somebody is getting over on him, or he's trying to get over on someone. You see what I'm saying? Because he doesn't really know how to use those energies effectively. He doesn't know how to, just have control of himself. Like, he doesn't know how to have it. So he'll try to compensate by controlling everything else type of thing. Like, because he doesn't quite know how to control himself. He doesn't have that ultimate control over himself. So he wants to control everything around him. And that's what that Sun square Pluto can do. where you're trying to control everything, but it's like, no, you need to control you need to handle what you got going on and worry about you, not trying to get over on everyone else. The reason why you think everyone else trying to get over on you is because you're getting over on everyone else, type of thing. Like, that's that. I'm the only one that's allowed to get over on motherfuckers around here, and nobody else, and whoever else does, hey, I told you what Pluto is, death. Like, that's why it went to such a severe level where he felt like he had to kill him, like not a normal person, but another drug dealer may have, like, let it slide, or like just confronted him and like made sure he was getting his stuff for the right price. You know what I mean? Tried to get his money back. It's a lot of different routes he could have took, but he felt so disrespected, he had to go and kill him. Like, that's that Pluto where it's like, he was out of control for that 1 second. He got manipulated or have you, and he had to get that revenge. That's that Pluto where he has to get that revenge. He has to get you back. He has to control the situation. He can't feel like you got the upper hand on him. Like, nah, I need to get that back. Like, now he also has Mercury square Saturn. We already discussed Mercury, so we'll get to Saturn. We know Saturn is all about, discipline, responsibility, building a foundation, making boss moves. That's what Saturn is all about. I mean, first you don't succeed, you try again. Aaliyah, Saturn, Capricorn, Saturn. First you don't succeed, try again. I know Aaliyah didn't make that up. Yeah. Somebody else. This shit think Aaliyah came up with it? No, nigga. It's like, anyways, with his Mercury being square Saturn, oftentimes, although he has a lot of mental energy, which we've seen from his chart, he has a lot of mercurial energy, and then he has that Jupiter. Although he does think a lot of times in his thinking, he's not disciplined. A lot of times in his communication, he's not disciplined. A lot of times, the way he put pieces together, he's not disciplined in it. He may not, apply that practicality to it. So, like I said, this also contributes to how he's able to, like, kill his, a nigga he getting millions with. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not thinking about that Saturn. You see what I'm saying? He's not thinking about that practical nature. Well, nigga, I'm finna lose $1 million. I'm finna kill $1 million a week. Like, type stuff. Like, he's all caught up in, you know what I mean? That Sun Square Pluto, where he trying to get the revenge on him, and he trying to outthink everybody, and he want to control everything, and then stuff going out of wire, going haywire, but he can't keep focused on one type of thing. He can't keep focused on one thing because his mind is moving so fast. And with that Mercury square Saturn, he's not able to, slow it down and bring a stable foundation and something for him to build off of and think practically about it. No, he's just going off of his thoughts, and he has that Jupiter, so he does have a higher meaning to it, but he doesn't have the discipline to stick to it. So although he may think one way today, he may not think the same way tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Although the way he's processing things is not in a practical way to begin with. So even though you may be expanding on these thoughts and you may be thinking all of the time, where's the practicality? How is it going to apply to this real world? Like, what is it going to get you at the end of the day? Like, and this is why this contributes to why he ended up snitching. Because remember, Saturn is that responsibility, that discipline in his communication. And if you don't have that, you just go, you go tell somebody. And when you're applying all this mercurial energy, you're not even thinking about the consequences. You're not thinking about the Saturn. You see what I'm saying? You're not. Sometimes you may try to apply that because remember, you're trying to learn this. You're trying to bring these two together. But like I say, oftentimes you will have a misstep, but you're supposed to learn from it. You see what I'm saying? That's what the square is all about. So he has trouble doing that. He has trouble sticking to the same thought. He has trouble day after day after day. He already has the Uranus energy, so he's already, wants to be different and changing all of the time. And then he has that Mercury square Saturn where he's not even able to stay on the same thought pattern for long enough to achieve it. You see what I'm saying? So this also contributes to why he was able to keep moving and moving and moving and moving and always relating to different people and killing people and meeting new people and killing that person and meeting a new person and how that person killed somebody then killed them type of stuff like that. Like where it's like no foundation, it's no like structure to it. Like it's just like it's the Wild West out here. Like where's the structure? Like that's what Saturn will bring, that structure. He doesn't have any structure. Like bruh, you just all over the place doing stuff, and then you don't have that discipline either, so you just running off at the mouth. You just talking and talking and talking and your words gonna get you in trouble. Remember, Saturn whipped that ass. Your words gonna get you in trouble. Yeah. And this is also why he didn't think about the consequences. I doubt that he thought about the time that he was gonna have to do if he ever got caught. You see what I'm saying? I doubt he ever processed that because he's not thinking about it practically. So once they did catch him, he's like, oh shit. And then he doesn't have that discipline, so he just I'm gonna tell you what I know. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what I know. He has that Sun Square Pluto, so he's going to save himself. You see what I'm saying? First of all, the reason why he was even able to manipulate all those people into doing his dirty work, that's that because he's so good with his words and he has the ability, because remember Pluto can draw people in. It's under the surface, it'll draw people in to see what it is. You see what I'm saying? But then you end up stuck. But Pluto will draw people in because it's under the surface, so you gotta get close. You gotta pull it up to see it, so you gotta get close to pull it up and see it. And then when you pull it up, they suck you right on in. That's that Pluto shit. I'm trying to tell you. So he already had that when he's drawing people in just to manipulate them and get them to do his dirty work, but he has no discipline in his communication or who he's talking to. So that's why you heard like he was just as friendly with the police officers as he was with his niggas. Like he's just as cool with them. Like he talking to them the same way. He opened the door for the nigga in the courtroom. Like you open the door for the police officer testifying against you in the courtroom type stuff. But that's manipulate. That's that Sun Square Pluto too, because he knows that he can't be mean. He wants to give that police officer a good impression, so he won't say nothing too bad. You see that Sun Square Pluto? You see that Sun Square Pluto at work? Like that's that Pluto stuff where they'll hold it in just for the sake of manipulating you because it'll benefit them. You see what I'm saying? If they feel the type of way about you but you benefiting them, like they're gonna hold that in, but they will let it go. You see what I'm saying? When you don't benefit them no more, and then let's say you do something to them, and then they'll have you, and then they'll try to get back at you and do that revengeful shit. Like it's some shit with Pluto. Got to do a whole video about Pluto. I know something about Pluto, but anyway. And that's Alpo. So that was part 4 about some of Alpo's aspects. We got to see, what was going on with his sun. Got to see, how Mars, Uranus, and Pluto took hold of him and, had him out here, not even whooping ass and taking names, giving bodies and taking names. Straight up, he was getting people up out of here. You had to see how he was able to manipulate so many people and, even the police. So you got to see why he was unable to, hold his tongue when it came time. We also got into, how he just had a little manipulative. He's a manipulative nature, and although he has that manipulative nature, he's very intelligent, very mentally focused, and not necessarily focused, but he definitely had a lot of mental energy, mind always moving, always thinking of something, bringing a higher meaning to it. However, with all of that being said, he still didn't have the discipline to, bring it all together in the end and keep it going, keep it moving, build that foundation. He lacked the structure in the end, so that just is what it is. But as always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you kick back with some of my other videos. Come on with it.